the response you just gave, is it rightful then to assume that even though one may have a huge human rights records, but if he's a friend of the U.S., then he gets supported? Because you said at that time, a lot of African countries, like 90%, had the issue of lack of democracy and everything, but that wasn't your focus. You supported Samuel, your government supported Samuel Doe at the time because Samuel Doe was a friend of the U.S. and he cooperated with the U.S. even though he had this trail of human rights abuses at home.
Well, as I said before, we did not consider the Samuel Doe government to be much different from all the others. They all had human rights abuses. Actually, the Samuel Doe government human rights record was not as bad as a lot of other countries. For example, Idi Amin in Uganda. This was so bad that we had no relations with them. We couldn't even keep an embassy there. So there was various degrees, but we did not see the Samuel Doe government's record on human rights as being that different from the others. So we had no grounds for really treating Liberia differently. Plus, as you say, the fact that we had such tremendous support from Doe, this was an element in our thinking. But I don't think we would have been negative toward Doe even without all of that support. It was just part of the same pattern that we had in Africa. Now, the U.S. was not going around Africa telling people, you've got to change, you've got to do this. We did not want to be accused of neo-colonialism. I was talking to the president of the Congo on May the 3rd, and he said to me, would Obama be good for Africa? I said, be careful. He said, we white people, we couldn't say a lot of things to you. You accuse us of being neo-colonialists, but Obama's going to be tough. He could say things to you that you're going to have to listen. So we did not want to get into this business of telling Africans what to do. Later, we got into that, you see. But even then, we're very careful. But in those days, we just did not tell Africans what to do. In fact, even on economic things, we were so worried about telling Africans what to do that we found somebody else to do it. We found a bad cop to go in there. It was the World Bank. The World Bank went in there and shook the Africans and said, you've got to change. We were not doing that because of our sensitivity. And that was the same thing with Liberia.